gonna record this session as well. And we're just gonna go through the questions, guys. We want to go through them and know what's the best approach to take to these questions. Because we want to get this section. We want to get section 1 in paper 2. We want to get it. We want to get everything right. Box it for 6, basically. That's what we want to do. Cool. Whew, sorry about that. So guys, ready? Let's go. Hopefully everybody else joins in. But let's go, guys. We need to go through these questions. So number 1, guys, let's just go through. Everybody should have gotten this question. So the rules for number 1 is follow BOMDAS and just change everything to fractions. Cool. Yeah, change everything to fractions, guys. That's the first step. So we're gonna do that here. We're gonna get 21 over 5. 4 times 5 plus 1 is 21 over 5 times 1 over 3 minus 5 over 4. Cool. But we'll have to follow BOMDAS, so we'll have to multiply first. So 3 can go into 27 7 times. So we're gonna get 7 over 5 minus 5 over 4. Multiply the denominators, we'll kind of end up with 20. Cross multiply 7 times 4 minus 5 times 5. And this is 28 minus 25, which is 3 over 20. Cool, easy. Make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
All right, so this wasn't too bad. Ari, this was okay. Nathan, this was all right.
Yes, sir.
Easy.
Easy. Nikolai, it was okay, guys.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, so not too bad, right? All right, so that's not too bad. So let's move on to the next one though, the one down here. So this is 4.1 minus 1.25 divided by 0.005, right? And we're gonna follow the same rules, BOMDAS and fractions, right? Well, this is kind of in decimal, so we're just following BOMDAS for this one. And this is squared. So the first thing we need to do, guys, remember BOMDAS or BODMAS. Yeah. So the first one is brackets. The second one is exponents. So if you have a squared like this, we need to square that first before we do anything else. So if we square 1.25, guys, we're going to get 4.1 minus 1.525, I think. Is it 1.525? Let me check my calculator. 1.5625, sorry about that. Yes, 1.5625. And if you divide this by 0.005, your answer should be, your answer should end up being 507.5. Yeah, and that's the answer. Cool. So the main thing to remember, guys, remember the O in BOMDAS means exponents. So anything that you see that's squared, 2 squared, or 1.25 squared, you have to do that first. You have to do that right after you do your brackets. Cool. So in this question, we'll have to square it before we subtract. We can't really do anything else. Cool. And then we can subtract the 4.1 from the 1.5625 and then divide it by 0.005. And the answer should be 507.5. Cool.
Yeah.
Makes sense, everybody? Romario, it makes sense. Tajan, makes sense as well?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So we can move on. We don't need to overthink this then. We're doing okay so far. And let's move on, right? So this one now, this is a really easy question. It says a stadium has a seating capacity of 15,400 seats, right? And it says calculate the number of the people in the stadium when 75% of the seats are occupied. Cool. So they're just asking you to find 75% capacity for the stadium. So you just have to multiply this by 75 over 100. Very easy. These two zeros will cancel these two. And 154 times 75 is 11,550. So this should be your answer. Make sense, Dalia?
Yes, sir.
Make sense, Nathan?
Yep.
Romario? Make sense? Ariana? Not too bad. Really easy. Now, the next one now says the stadium is renovated with new seating capacity of 20790 seats. After the renovation, what will be the percentage increase in the number of seats? Cool. So guys, how do we do this? We'll have to say 20790 minus the old number of seats, 15400, and then we're going to divide it by 15400. Why do we divide it by 15400, guys? It's the new minus the old over the old. Cool. And why is it like that, guys? It says what's the percentage increase from the old, which is the 15,400. So if we're finding a percentage increase, we can't put the new one down the bottom. Does that make sense? We can't really find that increase for the new number of seats. So we wouldn't put the new one down here. It makes sense to put the old number of seats because we'll find the percentage increase for the old number of seats. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to multiply that by 100. Sorry, not 1,000, 100. And that will give us the percentage. And you're supposed to get 35%. So 20790 minus the 15,400 should give you I think it's 5,000. How much? Let me just check it. 20790 minus 15400. Yeah, 5,390. That's how much you're supposed to get. 5,390 over 15400 times 100, and you should get 35%. Cool. 35% or 0.35. Cool. So that makes sense to you, Nikolai?
Yeah, it is.
All right. Tajan, how about you? Making sense?
Yes, sir.
Nathan, makes sense too?
Yes, sir. I actually wondered the reasoning behind this one, but now I have clarity. So
Yes, because sometimes a lot of people were thinking to put the 2,790 down here, right? But you can't put you can't put the new amount of seats and find the percentage increase for the new amount of seats. That just don't make no sense. You have to find the percentage increase about the old one, because the new amount of seats is just the new amount of seats. You know, you have to find the percentage increase relative to the old number of seats. So I think that makes perfect sense. Cool. So anytime you get a question like this, guys, if they ask you for the percentage increase, you have to use new minus old over old. Use that. Cool. Okay, so I think we're okay. Let's move forward. All right, so this one, guys, says a neon light flashes 5 times every 10 seconds. Cool. Show that the light flashes 43,200 times in a day. So this one is not bad. So 5 times every 10 seconds, right? And 1 day is 24 hours, right, guys? So 24 times 60 minutes times 60 seconds will give us 86,400 seconds in a day. And that's how much seconds you get in a day, guys. That's how much God gives us every day. Well, maybe it's a little more or less, but this is how much seconds God gives us in a day, right? So it said every 10 seconds it flashes 10 times. So 86,400 divided by 10 would give you the amount of times, how many 10 seconds are in a day. So there are 86,440 10 seconds, 10-second periods in each day. And if I multiply this by 5 now, which because it flashes 5 times every 10 seconds, then that would give me the 43,200 times. Make sense, Romario?
Yes, sir.
Tajan, it makes sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Talia?
Yes, sir.
All right.
What I did was I put the 5 times equals 10 seconds and I divided that and it went to 1 time equals 2 seconds. Then I times the 1 time to get 43,200 times. Then I just times that by 2 to get the 86,400.
What do you mean? What
So
do you mean?
like how it says 5 times to kind of equals 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Divided that and said kind of in a ratio form and said 1 time equals 2 seconds and then since 1 times 43,200, yeah, so it just went to 43,200 times and then I knew I just had to times it by 2 to get the 86,400.
But you weren't supposed to get 86,400. You were supposed to get 43,200.
Yeah, we're supposed to show that the light flashes 43,200 times in 1 day, but I
Yeah.
still got 43,200
But how? I'm kind of confused about how.
because wait, because
What did you do? If you basically said that the light flashes 1 time every 2 seconds.
yeah.
So what you should have done is to show that it occurs this amount of times, you would divide 86,400 by 2. I mean, that would show it too. You understand what I mean? But you're not really trying to find 86,400. You're trying to find 43,200. You understand what I mean?
Oh yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So in the end, if you did it that way to say it flashes 1 time every 2 seconds, then you could divide 86,400 by 2 to get you 43,200. But you need to show them how you get 43,200. You know what I mean? So I would say do it this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd say do it this way how I did it for sure. But Deshaun, nice to see you, man. We're just going through the paper, bro. Another thing, guys, yo, print these papers. Seeing, print them. Just print them as a reference to have for when you're studying. It's not much time we have left, so just print them and have them for when the exam come. The exam is the 7th, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, the 7th. So not much time left, is it? 1, 2, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, basically. 3 weeks and some days. So we don't have much time, guys. So print these stuff and use them as a reference to say, all right, at least I went through 1 to 7 already. I know how it looks. And I'll be able to manage. I'm going to upload this to YouTube as well, so you'll have it there to look at. But we need to know 1 to 7, right? So boom, let's look at this one now. It says factorize the following expressions completely. 5h squared minus 12hg It's really easy. We just need to take out a h. That's all we can take out here. If we could take out a number, we could, but we can't. So let me take out a h. I'm going to get 5h minus 12g. Cool. And that's the answer. Make sense, Dalia?
Yes, sir.
Nikolai, make sense?
Yes, sir.
Ariana, make sense to you? I think this one is fairly easy. You just have to take out the h. Is anybody not understanding this? Deshaun, how you feel about this?
Sir, I understand.
Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do? For anybody who don't understand, Romario, if you're not understanding as well, for anybody who is not understanding, I'm going to send a video into the group about these, about just factorization, just as a reference. Cool. So anything you don't understand right now, you can watch the video just to say, all right, I will be able to factorize anything. Cool. But you can watch the video as a reference. Yes, sir. Send it. Yeah, man. So I just sent it to the group, guys. So you'll have that as a reference for number 2 questions, you know, because we need to go through these type of topics just to brush up, you know. And if you're not understanding, you can watch the little video to brush up. Cool. So let's look at the next one now, the second one here. 2x squared minus x minus 6, right? So how do we solve this, guys? One thing's for sure, we're gonna have 2 brackets. And now let me put them over here. One thing's for sure, we're gonna have 2 brackets. There's going to be a 2x in one and x in another. Why? 2x times x is what gives me the 2x squared. Cool. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yes. So nice, nice. All right. Cool. So that's what gives me the 2x squared. So I need to have a 2x and I need to have an x. No, I need to say 2 times one of the numbers plus the other number should give me the -1. And 2 times one of the numbers times the other number should give me the -6. That's how I tend to solve these, guys. There are other ways to solve these as well, but I like to solve these this way. Cool. So I need to think about it. Which 2 numbers can I put in this 2a times b or 2a plus b to give me -6 and +1? 2 times 1 times -3 will give me the -6, and 2 times 1 plus -3 will give me the -1. So I need a 1 and I need a -3. 1 and -3. And the 1 has to be here and the -3 has to be here. The reason why the 1 has to be here is because 2x times the 1 will give me 2x, and 3x times the x will give me -3x. So that gives me the -x. Cool. Another way that some people do this, guys, is they say 2x squared minus 3x plus 2x minus 6, and then yeah, and then they solve, right? But I don't know, I don't really like this method. I like this one better, but it's really up to you guys to choose which method you want to use, right? Yeah, it's up to you to choose which method you want to use. And of course, the video is in the group as a reference. But you definitely should get your answer back at 2x minus 3 times x plus 1 for sure. So Trey, how you feel about this one? You got this? You were able to factorize this?
Yeah, I got this.
Tori, how you feel about this one as well? I know you just came, but you think you'll be able to factorize these types?
Sir, I probably have to practice them some more.
Yes. So if you want a little more practice, bro, I just sent a video into the group.
Yes, sir. I'm see.
Yes. So you can watch that video. I'll probably send you 1 or 2 questions just as some practice for this, because you're going to get it. It's like you can't escape to Factorize for the exam. You're gonna get it. Cool. So you can use the video as a reference. Tajan, how about you? You feel like you might need a little help with this as well? Romario, how you feel as well? Guys, where are you? Deshaun, how you feel about these? Manageable?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I saw Tashawn in the chat. Same. Send it. All right. Cool. So we're okay. So as a reference, we can watch the video in the group if we're not understanding these types of questions. Cool. Awesome. So this is okay. Let's move on to some other questions in this section. This is still number 2. And this one is kind of easy still. This one is very easy. R plus 3 is equal to, it says solve the equation. So just need to find R. And R plus 3 is equal to 3 times R minus 5. So this is gonna be R plus 3 is equal to 3R minus 15. And then I'm going to carry this R over to the right side and the 15 over to the left. So I'm going to end up with 3 plus 15 is equal to 3R plus R. And then 4R is equal to, sorry, not 4R. Oh, it's supposed to be a negative. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, this R becomes negative and this 15 becomes positive. So yes, I'm supposed to have 18 is equal to 2R. And since 18 is equal to 2R, this means R is equal to 9, right? If I divide both sides by 2, this would mean R is equal to 9. So this one is easy. The answer is R is equal to 9. Cool. Yeah. So Nikolai, this was okay. Not too bad.
Yeah, it was good.
All right. Ariana, how you feel about this one?
Okay, sir.
All right. Deshaun, how you feel?
About it, sir.
All right. Nathan, easy.
Yep.
Sorry about that, guys. Sorry to bring up this recording. Okay, so we're good. All right, so let's move on now. All right, so making the subject of the formula. Does anybody have problems with these? If you do, I can send you a video, of course, but it's kind of simple as well. So for this, we need to set it up so that K is equal to whatever, not K squared, but K. They want K to be the subject. So this is going to give us, well, first of all, it's 2a minus pi K squared plus 3t. We're going to carry the 3t over to the left side. So we're going to end up with 2a minus 3t is equal to pi K squared. Then we're going to divide both sides by pi to get rid of the pi. And we're going to have K squared is equal to, well, no, let me write it on the left side same way. So we're going to have 2a minus 3t over pi is equal to K squared. Now, we need K by itself. We don't need K squared. So we're going to end up with K squared is equal to 2a minus 3t over pi, but we need to get rid of the squared. So we're going to square root both sides. And we're going to end up with K is equal to the square root of 2a minus 3t over pi. Cool. And this is the answer. Cool. So Tori, how do you feel about this one? It's okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna need to practice with this, too, sir.
All right. So from I hear that, as I hear that now, I'm going to send.
Sir,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
sir, I have a question. I got a slightly different answer, so I'm not sure if it's wrong.
What did you get?
I got k is equal to the square root of 3t minus 2a over pi.
No, you're not supposed to get that. You're not supposed to get that. 3t minus 2a. No, it's the wrong way around. It's the wrong way around. So, guys, you may have some issues with this. If you do, I just sent a video into the group changing the subject to the formula. I think it's a good video. It's not too long, but they give you a lot of examples in this video for you to solve these types of questions. So I think you just made a simple mistake, Nathan, but yeah, you just made a simple mistake, man. Because the 2a wouldn't become negative, you know, so yeah, the 2a wouldn't be negative. So you just made a simple mistake, man. So Tajan, how do you feel about this as well? Sir, send the video for this one, okay? So guys, Deshaun, you feel okay with this one?
Yes, sir. Kinda.
All right, so truth is, guys, we want to look at the video for a reference, right? If you're not familiar with these type of questions, just watch the video. And you don't have to watch everything tonight, of course. I think for the next couple of days, guys, especially related to the exam, maybe the next 7 days, you can focus on one topic a day. You know what I mean? Meaning tomorrow, you can say, all right, let me cover factorization alone, watch the factorization video. The next day, you can say, all right, let me check out changing the subject of the formula. Each day you can do a topic, and probably by the exam, you cover all the topics. Cool. So you don't have to watch all the videos today, but watch 2 of them tomorrow. You know, 2 videos a day would probably be good enough for you to like get some revision with these topics, you know, and do a little practice each day till the exam. I think that's the best thing to do. Just do a little bit. You don't have to overkill. Just watch it, do a little practice each day, and you'll be all right. Cool. So I think I'm taking a good approach. I had you guys practice before. Now we're going through them. Now we're in the trenches together, right? We're getting it done. So cool. So this is a good reference. You're gonna have this video as well, guys. I get uploaded to YouTube. I actually might upload it to YouTube for everybody to see, because I just want everybody to see. Everybody practicing by now, it don't matter. Cool. So, all right. So we're almost done now with number 2. This is the last question in number 2. And it says a farmer plants 2 crops, right? 2 crops. So a farmer has a piece of land, guys. This is the piece of land. And he plants 2 crops, potatoes and corn, right? Let's make the potatoes, let's make the corn yellow because corn is yellow, and let's make the potatoes brown because outside of the potato is usually brown. Now, for the piece of land, guys, that they're planting on, it says here, the number of hectares of corn planted, C, must be at least greater than or equal to, no, less than or equal to. Well, no, greater than or equal to. It must be greater than or equal to at least twice the number of potatoes in hectares. So C and P, guys, represent the number, the space on the plot of land. Cool. So they could do it this way, guys. They can do it many ways still. Them can do it this way, and them can have more corn than potatoes, right? Them can do it any way they want still, right? But at the end of the day, one of the sections is going to be potato and one of the sections is going to be corn. Cool. But it says here, guys, that C must be at least twice the number of hectares for potatoes. So 2P has to be equal to or greater than C. So this is the first inequality. And then, well, yeah, this is the first inequality that's easiest to see. And it says write 2 inequalities to represent the scenario, right? The next inequality, guys, is that C plus P, whatever P is, it has to be less than or equal to 10. Why? Because they're only 10 hectares, right? They're only 10 hectares, you know, guys. It's only 10 hectares, meaning whatever is here is only 10. It's not acres, but it's only 10 hectares, guys. So that's all the space you have. You can't plant more than what is in the space. Cool. So they're trying to say that C plus P has to be less than or equal to 10. Because you can't plant more than 10 acres. You can't plant more than 10. So the first, this is the second inequality still, but this is the first one though, because there are two crops, corn and potatoes on 10 hectares of land. So C plus P is less than or equal to 10. And then of course it says C must be twice the number of hectares of potatoes. So C has to be greater than or equal to 2P. So these are the two inequalities they're asking for. Cool. So Thalia, how do you feel about this one?
I noticed there was an inequalities question, so it wasn't bad.
All right. Nathan, how do you feel?
Easy.
Romario, how do you feel about this one?
It's alright, sir.
All right. So let me move on then. No need to. But remember, guys, I have an inequalities video on my YouTube channel. I was going to share it in the group, but you can look it up still. Should I share it in the group, guys? Tell me if you need. Tell me if you need it. If you don't, we can move on. Cool.
Yeah, I need it. Send it, please.
You need it? All right. No
Yes,
problem.
sir. Send it, sir.
One little brush
Send
up,
it.
please.
Send it. So as I said, guys, we're brushing up. We're brushing up. So all right. So I just sent that in the group now. Cool. So inequalities video is there. You can manage it. All right. As I said, guys, 2 topics or 1 topic a day. That's all you really need to do. Just about an hour focus each day. Yes, just about an hour focus each day, guys, might really separate you from the rest, you know? So yeah, guys, watch the videos I send. Believe me, it will help. So moving on to number 3 now. And number 3 says, the prism has, we can see from the prism here, guys, let's just draw it. Well, we don't have to draw it still, we can see it. And we can see say it's clearly a hexagonal shape-ish. Yeah, it's a hexagonal shape figure. Yeah, it's a hexagonal shape type figure. And yeah, that's how it look, right? That's how it look, guys. So we don't really need to draw it still, but we can obviously see how it looks still. But let's look at how much faces it have now. So guys, let's count the faces. This is 1. The top here is 2. Right here on the side is 3. Underneath here is 4. Down here is 5 as well. From here to here is 5. Over here is 6 on the side. Up here is 7. And then here is 8. So there are 8 faces. Cool. Ariana, you see that?
Yes, sir.
Nikolai, you can see it's 8 faces as well.
Yes, sir.
Tori, you can see it's 8 faces.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, it's manageable. So the 8 faces thing, I think we should get the 8. It makes sense. I feel like most people get it. But the edges now, guys, the edges, how many edges you guys think this has? Well, I'm going to start and I'm going to count them. So this is 1 edge. This is 2 edges. This is 3 edges. This is 4 edges. This is 5 edges, and this is 6 edges. This is 7 edges. This is 8 edges. This is 9 edges. This is 10 edges. This is 11 edges. This is 12 edges. Well, I'm go back a bit. Yeah, 12 edges. And then this is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 edges. Nathan, you see how it's 18 edges?
I see now.
All right. Nice. I'm not gonna lie, still. It's kind of easy to see when you do it that way, still, like when I show that way. Deshaun, you can see it's 18 too?
Yes or no? I can.
No, you can, yeah. Ariana,
Yes, sir.
Talia, you can see?
Yes, sir.
All right. So Trey, you want to help me out?
With the vertices.
Vertices. What do you think the vertices are?
I was thinking it's 18.
Nah, let me show you. So I'm gonna show you guys. The vertices, guys, are the lines at which everything is drawn together with. So it's 12 vertices.
Oh, I mixed up the edges and the vertices.
Yeah, you mix up the edges and the vertices. So the vertices, as you can see, guys, like things usually like about 3 or 2 come from the vertices. You understand what I mean? Like it's the place at which everything just comes together almost. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so differentiate the edges are
Let me draw a square. Let me draw a rectangle in. Let me draw a cuboid, basically. Let me just draw a cuboid as an example. So the vertices here, guys, would be here. Let me make it blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sense?
for vertices. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be the vertices for a cuboid. So it's just the points at which many points are drawn to. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So not too bad. Manageable. Manageable. Team, manageable. All right. So good. We're moving on now. Cool. And let's move on. So guys, this is a strange question. I just did it a while ago, but it's a strange question. How do you do this question, guys? You're going to put your compass. You're going to open your compass really wide. Well, wide enough to reach the middle here. And you're going to put your compass right here. Open it wide and swing your arc right here. Keep the same compass though. Don't move it. Keep the compass swing and then put it right here and swing it again. And that will give you the space between the both of them. Cool. So using the same compass swing. Cool. You know, when you open it to here and you swing it, don't move it. Put it here and then swing it again. And then that will give you the intersection between the both of them. So let's read it though. It says a sports club owns a field PQRS in the shape of a quadrilateral. A scale diagram of this field is shown below. 1 centimeter represents 10 meters. And when we go down, it says here, the field is divided with a fence from P to RS, to side RS, so that different sports can be played at the same time. Each point on the fence is the same distance from PQ as from RS. Right. From PQ as from RS. Right, right. So they're trying to set the distance between PQ and RS using a straight line and compasses only. Each point on the fence is the same distance from PQ as from RS. The same distance as from PQ as from RS. I'm here wondering if I'm doing this right, man. I think I'm doing this right. I think I am. Trey, what did you do for this question? You did it?
No, I didn't attempt. I was gonna go back to you. I didn't understand it.
You didn't understand it. I definitely think it's that way still.
Well, if it is to bisect the field into two between the, what's that, RS line from
Yeah,
P to RS,
PQ
then
to RS.
yeah,
Yeah, we need to bisect it, but
and that seems to be what you did.
what you said?
That seems to be what you did.
Yeah, I bisected it. So, and I made the point in the middle here. I was just thinking to myself a while ago that what if you could have bisected here, right? But no, I don't. I think that's the better way. I think this is the better way to bisect it rather than this way. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that makes sense. I don't think it would make sense to bisect it like that. I think it would make sense to bisect it horizontally.
Because it says the field is to be divided with a fence from P to the side RS. So
P to the side RS. Yeah, yeah. So it definitely is the right side. P to the side RS. Yeah, yeah. So I'm right. So you open a big compass swing and you swing it here, leave the same compass, and then put it here and then swing again. And you should get it right here. Once you do that, guys, then you just draw a line. And the line should basically, let's put the point right here. The line should be here to here. Cool, guys? So that's where the line should be. And then they ask you guys to measure the line, measure the length of the fence. So for the last class, I said to them, suppose the length is 4.8 centimeters. Then you would say 4.8 times 10, because it's 10 meters to 1 centimeter, would be 48 meters. Cool, whatever the centimeters is. Also, guys, I noticed in the solution for this as well, they didn't really give one. So I think this is the solution for it. Cool. But you have to measure it in, you have to measure the distance here to here in centimeters after that. And then you multiply it by 10. So strange question. It's only 2 marks anyway, so we're not going to really stress it no more. But we're going to go to this one. So now I'm going to ask somebody. So Thalia, you want to help me with this? Number 1 here.
Okay.
Help me out. Let's try. Let's try.
For the quadrilateral, I don't know.
You don't know? All right. Let me ask Romario. You want to help me out, dude? What quadrilateral does that look like? Romario, you with me, dude?
Coming soon.
Think about it, guys. Think about it. Let me ask Nikolai. Nikolai, what do you think, man? What do you think?
Is it a trapezium?
Yep, it's a trapezium. Makes sense? Talia, makes sense? It's a trapezium.
I don't know.
It doesn't look like a trapezium to you?
I guess it does.
It is. It is. Remember how a trapezium looks, guys? A trapezium looks like this. Am I right? It either looks like this or like this. This is how it always looks. That's how it always looks. You guys want me to send you a trapezium video in the group? You should know what it is, guys. You should know. Trey, you knew?
I knew.
Deshaun, you knew?
No, sir.
You didn't know? Wow, wow. All right, so I need to share this in the group. Guys, you need to know the shapes, you know? Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, let me look on my channel though to see the shapes. I have a whole section on this, guys, a whole playlist on the shapes, measurement. But But genuinely, guys, you need to know the trapezium shape though. So I guess share it in the group. I definitely go share it in the group. So yeah, trapezium. Okay. So now, guys, all right. Let me ask somebody else. Deshaun, or yeah, Deshaun and Tajan. I want you guys to help me out. You with me, Deshaun?
Yes, sir.
Tajan, you with me as well? All right. So from looking at these two shapes, this one over here and this one over here, what's the scale factor here? It's an enlargement. It says PQRS is matched onto an enlargement over here. And what's the scale factor for the enlargement here? I usually call a scale factor K, guys, but what is the scale factor here?
3.
3. 3. Who said that though? Nathan? It's not like Nathan to me.
Yep.
Yeah. And the reason why it's 3, guys, is because, let me just show you why it's 3. Talia, you with me?
Yes, I am.
All right. So let me show you why it's 3, Talia. So here to here is 1, right? But here to here is 1, 2, 3. Make sense? And then here to here is 1. And here to here is 1, 2, 3. Here to here is 2. Here to here is 2, 4, 6. Here to here is 1. Here to here is 1, 2, 3. So this is 3 times the size of this one. Tori, that makes sense to you, bro?
Yes, sir.
All right. So guys, you always have to look at that. And the only way you're gonna know is by looking at the size of the sides. That's how you always find the scale factor. You have to look at the size of the sides and say, hey, this looks like 2 times. So let me give you a good example as well. Suppose I gave you this instead. Suppose I had gave you that instead, guys. Yeah. Suppose I gave you this instead. Deshaun, you with me? What would the scale factor be if they gave you this instead?
Or wouldn't it be 2?
Yeah, it would be 2 because
All right, that's it.
yeah, because it's clearly 2 times the size. So that's all the scale factor is, guys. It's really easy, the whole scale factor thing. You just need to see how much bigger it got. Cool. Then the last part now, I'm just gonna do that. So guys, anytime you have an enlargement, please draw a line through the points. So Q to Q here, I'm just going to draw a big line between Q and Q, right? Use a long ruler, please use a long ruler in the exam. And just draw a big line through it, you know? Just draw a big line through it. Same thing with P and S. Okay, draw a big line from here to here, right through the 2 points. And then the R and the R as well. Okay, do the same thing. Boom, bang, boom, bang, bang. Just draw a piece, a long line right through the R's. And when I draw the lines through it, guys, I end up with a point. I can clearly see that all of the lines are going through this point, which is -4. Oh man, that's kind of big still. Yeah, which is -4. And it's -4 for the x-axis and it's 1 for the y-axis. So, and they call it C in this point. They call the point C and it's -4, 1. So that's all they were asking for down here, guys. It says PQRS is mapped onto P prime, Q prime, R prime, S prime by an enlargement with scale factor K. The K is 3 about a center CAB. Using the diagram above, determine the values of A, B, and K. So A is -4, B is 1, and K is equal to 3. So that's the point for C, guys. C is -4 and 1. And you always have this point, guys, that when you draw all the lines through like that, it ends up being the enlargement point. Make sense?
Sir,
Go ahead.
so is there a way to calculate this alternate from drawing the lines?
No. No.
Oh, okay.
I wish there was. I wish there was, but no, there's no other way. You kind of just have to use your eyes and see it, you know? Which is why I said to you, when you reach the exam, just use a long ruler, guys, and just draw through the lines. Use a long ruler and draw through the points, you know? And then you'll see it line up. Cool. So boom, we're done that now. 4 marks, done. All right, so number 4. Number 4. All right, guys, so I need to break. I can't work continuously. So guys, I'm gonna take a break now. You guys can probably do this in the break maybe, but I'm gonna take a stretch and come back. And when I come back, we'll finish the rest of the paper. Cool?
All right, no problem.
All right, guys, 1 second. All right, guys. So reach number 4. Time to finish up, my friends. Nathan, you with me? Deshaun, you with me as well?
Yes, sir.
Dalia, Trey,
I'm here.
Yes, sir.
Nikolai, Tori,
Yes, sir.
all right, Ari, Deshaun, Tajan,
Sir.
Romario. All right, we're ready, bros. We're ready,
Yes.
guys. So okay, so let's finish up. So guys, functions, very easy thing. I think we've done this before. Functions. If you guys don't remember this, I have videos on these as well. Cool. So guys, it's kind of simple. It's very easy. It says find the value of f of 4 and f of minus 4. Well, f of x is equal to 2x plus 7, right? So f of 4 is equal to 2 times 4 plus 7 over 5 plus f of minus 4, which is 2 times minus 4 plus 7 over 5. So that's all we need to do. We just need to put 4 in there and put minus 4 in there. And this is going to give us 2 times 4 is 8 plus 7 over 5, which is 15 over 5, plus 2 times this is negative 8 plus 7 over 5, which is actually going to end up being plus negative 1 over 5. So when we add these two together, 15 over 5 and negative 1 over 5, it's going to be 3 minus 1 over 5, which is the same thing as 2.8 or 2 and 4 over 5. Cool. So that's the answer, 2.8 or 2 and 4 over 5. Cool. Trey, that's what you got?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Talia, doable? Doable?
Yes, sir.
Tori, manageable.
Yes, sir.
All right. So anybody want a video for this? If you need a video, I have functions videos on my YouTube channel. Cool. So no, it don't look like anybody need a video for this though, because it's kind of simple for everybody. So nice. Moving on. Moving on. All right. So we're going down now, and we're going to the next one. It says calculate the value for which f of x is equal to 9. So this one is kind of weird, guys, but let me just explain it to you. You have many questions like this, by the way, but it's kind of easy. Remember, f of x is equal to 2x plus 7 over 5, right? So if it's equal to 9, all you have to do is say 2x plus 7 over 5 is equal to 9. And you just solve for x. That's all you have to do now. So it says calculate the value for x of which f of x is equal to 9. So we just have to solve for x, guys. We want to get rid of the 5 down there. So we're going to multiply both sides by 5. This would give us 2x plus 7 is equal to 45. 2x is going to be equal to 45 minus 7. So 2x is going to be equal to 38. And if we divide both sides by 2, x is equal to 19. So that's the answer for this one, guys. The answer is x is equal to 19. Cool. Deshaun, how do you feel about this one?
I feel good about like this specific one.
You feel good about this one?
Yes, sir.
All right. Dalia, how you feel?
Okay, it's good.
Tajon? Ariana? Would have to do more of them. All right. So, maybe we need to do more of them. Maybe we need some revision, but so not bad, not bad. So the last one now, guys, is it says find f to the -1 of 9. So this one, guys, is the hardest one, even though it's 1 mark, it's the hardest one because remember, guys, f of x is equal to 2x plus 7 over 5. But guys, to do this, to find f to the -1 of 9, we'll have to find the inverse. So how do we do the inverse again, guys? Step 1, let y be equal to f of x. So y is equal to 2x plus 7 over 5. Step 2, make x a subject. So we need to make x a subject. So we need to multiply both sides by 5. We're going to get 5y is equal to 2x plus 7. Then 5y minus 7 is equal to 2x, and x is equal to 5y minus 7 over 2. So the last step now, step number 3, is change the y to an x, and we're going to say f to the -1 of x is equal to, well, no, let me write it up here, sorry. Yeah, that's the last step, change the y to an x, and we're going to say f to the -1 of x is equal to, change this y to an x, 5x minus 7 over 2. So to find f to the -1 of 9 now, we just need to put a 9 in here, and it's going to be 5 times 9 minus 7 over 2, which is going to be, let me write it in white, which is going to be 5 times 9 is 45 minus 7 over 2, which is going to be 38. So 45 minus 7 is 38 over 2. So the answer is 19 again. So that's how you do this one. So the answer is 19.
Sir, go again, please.
again?
Sir,
Go ahead.
sir, your working out isn't a problem. It's just that when you like write all over the place, I get very, very confused.
All right, sorry about that, guys. Let me start from the top. Sorry about that. Cool. Sorry about that, guys. But what I'm gonna do as well, I'm going to send the video for our inverse in the group. So how to find the inverse of a function, I sent it in the group as well. So if you guys don't remember how to find the inverse, then I'll show you. But let's start from the top then. Let me not write all over the screen. Let's kind of give myself more space. Let's start from the top, cool? And let me scroll down and make sure I get more space for myself. So let's start from the top, guys. So it says here, f to the -1 of 9, determine the value of this. But f to the -1, guys, of x is the inverse. So we need to find the inverse. So there are 3 steps to find the inverse. The first step is let y be equal to f of x. In this case, f of x is y is equal to 2x plus 7 over 5. So that's the first step. The second step is make x the subject. Cool. So we need to make x a subject, so I have to multiply both sides by 5 to get rid of the 5 down here. This ends up being 5y is equal to 2x plus 7. 5y minus 7 is equal to 2x. So if we divide both sides by 2, we're going to get 5y minus 7 over 2 is equal to x. So the last step now is, since x is the subject now, x is equal to 5y minus 7 over 2. The last step is to change the y to an x. These are the 3 steps when finding the inverse. And when we change the y to an x, the right side over here, change the y to an x, we're going to get f to the -1 of x is equal to 5x minus 7/2. Cool? Cool, guys? So this is the last step. And now that we've found the inverse as 5x minus 7/2, f of 9, f to the -1 of 9 is what we need to find. So we just need to put 9 in the inverse. So we're going to get 5 times 9 minus 7/2. And this is going to end up being 38/2. So the answer is going to be 19. Cool? Cool, guys. Does that make more sense to you now, Talia? It's less confusing, right?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, cool. So yes, guys. So, but as a good thing as well, I put a reference to this in the group. So if you don't know how to find the inverse, I sent a video in the group. Cool. Cool. So we're okay. Let's move on. All right. All right, cool. So this one now says the graph below shows 2 straight lines, L1 and L2, and L1 intercepts. Okay, so they give us some information, guys. They give us 2 points on L1 and they give us 2 points on L2. Cool. They're the intercepts, so those are still good points. So the graph below shows 2 straight lines, L1 and L2. L1 intercepts the X and Y axis here and here, here and here. And L2 intercepts the axis at here, the x-axis here and the y-axis right here. Cool. So they give us the points that they intersect at. So let's just put some points here. One here, and the other one is one here and one here. So those are the points that they give us. Cool. So it says here, determine the equation of the line of L1. So Trey, you remember the general formula for the equation of a line?
Y equals mx plus c.
All right. Deshaun, you remember the general formula for the equation of a line?
Oh, y equal mx plus c.
All right. Tori, you remember?
Yes, sir.
Y is equal to mx plus c. Talia, remember that. Nathan, remember that. Guys, remember that. Ariana, remember that. Everybody. That's the equation of the line. Y is equal to mx plus c. Cool. So guys, they're asking us for L1. So that's the line that we're going to focus on. Oops, sorry. Yeah, that's the line that we're going to focus on, guys. We need to focus on L1. So we need to focus on the first line. And it says find the equation of the line for the first line. So to me, it's so easy to do for me. Let me show you why. The C point is always the y-intercept, and the line is right here. Let me draw the line. L1 is here. So the y-intercept, guys, the point at which it cuts the y-axis is at 2. So y is equal to mx plus 2. Anywhere it cuts the y-axis is what the C is. Does that make sense? Trey, it makes sense to you?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Talia, it makes sense to you?
Yep.
All right. So anywhere it cut that y-axis at 2, that's what the C is. Now, the next thing I need to find is the M. That's all I need to find now, the M, right? But M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Am I right?
Yeah.
But they gave us the 2 points, guys. See 2 points here from L1. So I'm going to use this one as x1 and y1. And I'm going to use the second one as x2 and y2. Because they gave us 2 points already. So it's going to be 0 minus 2 over Yeah, 0 minus 2.
No, wait. Wouldn't
Is
it
it?
be 2 minus 0?
Hold on, let me just check. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it's definitely 2 minus 0. The second one, y2 minus y1, 2 minus 0. And then the other one
0
is going to
minus
be
4.
0 minus 4. So m is going to be 2 over minus 4, which is the same thing as negative a half. Cool. So the gradient is equal to negative a half for the line 1. Let's call it m1. So that's it. That's the equation on the line, guys. Y is equal to negative a half x plus 2. And that's the equation on the line for line 1. So that's the answer for this one, guys. That's the answer. Rub this out. This is the answer. Cool. This is the answer, guys. Rokwan, you okay, man? I noticed you've been coming late recent, man. Is everything okay? I hope you're doing okay, Rokwan. But guys, this is it. Cool. That's exactly how you find the equation of the line. You have to find the gradient to the 2 points, and then you have to look at the y-intercept. Really easy to me. Kind of easy to me. All right, so let's look at the next question, guys. It says, what is the gradient of the line L2 given that L1 and L2 are perpendicular? So guys, this is really easy to do. M1, the first gradient, is equal to negative a half. So M2 would be equal to the negative reciprocal of M1. So if we flip the half, right, and make it negative, it's going to be positive 2. Meaning flip the half. If we flip the half, it would be negative 2, and then we put a negative sign to the negative 2, we're going to get positive 2. So that's all we needed to do here. But let's say, guys, that you don't remember this formula, this whole negative reciprocal thing, and you still need to find the gradient of the second line, right? Then you could also use the formula. You could also use a formula, guys. Like you don't necessarily have to find a negative reciprocal. You could use a formula, right? You could go back to the same question and look at the points, because remember it says here, remember it gives us the points 1.5 and 0 and 0 and minus 3. So we can use those points and find the gradient too. We don't necessarily have to do the negative reciprocal to find the gradient. That's the easiest way to me, but you still can do it this way. So you can say M2, which is the gradient for the other line, is this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2, and y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we'd end up with minus 3 minus 0 over 0 minus 1.5, which would be minus 3 over 1.5, negative 1.5, which is 2. So M2 is 2. The gradient for the second line is 2, just like the negative reciprocal. Cool. So if you're not really familiar with the whole negative reciprocal thing, you can still just find a gradient to get the answer, right? It's still 1 mark. It's 1 mark, guys. So you just want to get your 1 mark, right? Find the gradient. Cool. So this, guys, is the formula to remember. You need to remember this formula. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And this one. You need to know them, just in case. Feel me, bros?
Yeah.
All right. So maybe we're getting tired now, but let's push through the pain. Right? Okay, so we reached this one now, guys. This one is kind of a weird question still. So let me just explain it to you. So it says here a group of 100 students estimated the mass in grams of a seed. The cumulative frequency curve below shows the results. So guys, this is it. From 0 to 100, that's where the line is. From 0 to 100. Yeah, from 0 to 100, sorry. That's the number of students. And then it says here, and down here is about the mass of the seed, right? 100 students estimated the mass of a seed. Okay, so 100 students just got a seed, guys. Let's just think of it this way. Let's make it brown. Seeds are usually brown. And every student got a seed. Some are bigger than others, right? Some seeds are small, some seeds are big. Some seeds are bigger than others, right? Big seed, small seed. Some seeds are bigger than others, right? So, cool. So it says here now, find the median. So guys, where is median? Median is in middle. So we're going to put it here at the 50. I'm going to draw a line, but let's not make it brown. Let's make it blue. We're going to draw a line. And that's where it hits it, and it goes down at that. So that's about 3.2. So the median, guys, the median is equal to 3.2 grams. That's the median size of the seed. Cool. So that's the median, guys. That's where you find the median is the middle. Cool. It's 100 students. So median is in middle. Cool. Nathan, you with me?
Yes, sir.
Remember you told me you wanted me to go through these.
Yep.
So we're going through it now, my friend. Going through it now. Tajan, how you feel about this one? Tired?
Yes, sir.
So we're going through this now. So now, guys, it asks us as well. The next question that they ask us is for the upper quartile. So what is the upper quartile, guys? The upper quartile is at 75. Let's make it blue. At 75. So the upper quartile, guys, is always the point or the section that represents the last quarter. So Q3, they call it Q3. They call the median Q2, but Q3 is always 3/4 of the way. So the upper quartile is always 3/4 of the way, which is at 75, right here, 75. So we'll look for the 75 point and we'll match it to the graph, and we're going to end up with it right in here. And yes, we're going to end up with it right in the middle there, and it's at 4.3. So the upper quartile, guys, the upper quartile called Q3 is equal to 4.3 grams. Cool. So that's what the upper quartile always is, guys. It's, let's say if you had 200 students, guys, the upper quartile would be at what's 3/4 of 200, right? Just think of it that way too, guys. Yeah, it would be at 150. So guys, the 3/4 point is the upper quartile point. You understand what I mean, guys? So wherever it is 3/4, that's the upper quartile point. So 4.3 is the upper quartile. And the last thing they ask us for, guys, if you scroll down as well, they ask you for the semi-interquartile range, right? Now, guys, the semi-interquartile range, they call it the SIQR. The SIQR is always the upper quartile, Q3, minus Q1, which is the lower quartile, over 2. So we need to find the lower quartile now, guys, and let me just show you how to find it. So the lower quartile, guys, is always a quarter. It's always a quarter of the amount. So we need to find the point where we have 25 students. because that's the quarter point, right? Which is right here. And if we look on the graph, it's at about 2.3. Cool. So let me write that down here now. Lower quartile. The lower quartile is equal to 2.3. So now that we have Q1, which is 2.3, the lower quartile, and Q3, then we can just put it in the equation for the SIQR. Let me make it white over here. So we're going to end up with 4.3 minus 2.3 over 2, which is going to end up being 2 over 2. So the SIQR, the semi-interquartile range, is equal to 1 in this case, just in this case. So remember, guys, the SIQR is always the upper quartile minus the lower, upper minus lower over 2. And how do we find the upper? 3/4 of the graph. How do we find the lower? 1/4 of the graph. Cool. Nathan, it making more sense to you now?
Yep. So basically Q3 is
3/4.
yeah, right.
3/4 point.
3/4 of the amount, and then Q2 is half the amount, and then
Right.
Q1 is
Q2, which is the median, is half the amount, and Q1,
Right.
Q1 is the lower quartile, which is a quarter the amount. Cool. And it's always that way, guys, for this cumulative frequency curve. Always. Cool. It's always this way. And then the last question they ask us here, guys. So we found the SIQR, we found the median, we found the lower and upper quartile. The last thing they ask us for is the number of students whose estimate is 2.8 grams. So let's go back to the graph. So guys, we just need to look on the point at the graph where it's 2.8, which is right here. And if we match it good, it's going to be 40 students. So that's the answer for the last one. So the answer for the last question, guys, it says here, let me clear it for a second. The number of students whose estimate is 2.8 grams or less. Number of students whose estimate is 2.8 grams or less. So let me write it over here. 40 students at 2.8 grams. Cool. So the answer for that one is 40 students. So for that one, guys, we'll write 40 students down here. 40 students. This one kind of well easy. I think this is the easiest one. Cool. All right, so we're almost done. Now guys, this one was a weird one, but it says calculate the cumulative frequency between 2 and 4 and 4 and 6. They already give us from 0 to 2. Now we need to find from 2 to 4 and from 4 to 6 on the graph. Now, guys, I'm not gonna lie, still, this was not very easy to do for me. It was okay, but it kind of is the same way though. So basically, guys, we need to go from 2 to 4. And we need to find the number of students between those. Cool. So the first set, you can obviously see from 0 to 2 is 20 students. But here now, it's kind of really hard to see, but if you match it, guys, it's actually 47. 47. No, 40, yeah, 47, I think. Yeah, it's 47, I think. 60, 62, 66. No, sorry about that. It's not 47. Yeah, so 60, 62, 64, 66, 67. All right, so 67. Sorry about that.
I was so confused because I was like,
Yeah, so sorry about that, guys. So it's 67 and here is 20. So we need to find the value. So it is 67 minus 20, which is 47, right? That's the number of students. So from 0 to 20, so from 0 to 2, it's 20 students, right? And then from 2 to 4, it's 47 students. right? So here is 67 and here is 20, but I need to subtract to get between 2 and 4. Make sense? So that's why I get the 47. And then the next set now I need is from 4 to 6. So I get draw right up to 6 here. And when I touch that now, I get go across. And I end up with, man, that one here, channel. All right. Yeah, I end up with 94. Cool. 94, and it stops at 67. Am I right? Stops at 67. So 94 minus 67. How much would this be? 8, 14, 7, 27. Jano. No, this is not 94. This is 93. Yeah, 93. So yes, that's exactly what I need. So this is 93. 7 minus that would give me 26. Cool. So that's what I get when I do it. I get 47 and 26. Cool.
Sorry, sir. Just
Sorry, Jaden.
yes. I'm just able to get there.
I understand, bro. But you can watch the video still. So 47 and 26. Cool. And when we add up all of these, we're supposed to get 100. So 47 and 26, 20. Am I right? 350. 60. 60. 2 for 80. Yeah. 93.
It's 100.
Yeah, it's 100. All right, cool. So last step now, guys, the last question in this section now, it says, a student is chosen at random. Find the probability that the student estimated the mass to be greater than 6 grams. So guys, if you're greater than 6, obviously you're either in the 6 and the 1 realm down here. So 6 plus 1 over the total number of students. That's what the probability is always. The probability is always around the total number of students. Let's call this the probability of 6 greater than 6. X greater than or equal to 6, or M. Yeah, and this is going to end up being 6 plus 1 over 100, which is 7 over 100. So that's the probability, guys. It says here, a student is chosen at random. Find the probability that the student estimated the mass to be greater than 6. So if you're greater than 6, guys, you must be in the 6 and the 1. Cool. And cool, and that's about it, guys. That's it. This finishes this question. Oops. I hope everybody is with me. So guys, not much time left, so we need to speed up. Okay, so guys, easy peasy question. I think this was the easiest question on the paper. Sorry, I joke, but this question is easy to me still. How about everybody? How everybody feel about this question? Tori, Dalia, anybody? Trey, you guys did this question?
Yeah, the first part was good, but the second part gave you a little time to think.
The only hard part at number 6 was the triangle. The triangle wasn't too easy, but this part was pretty easy though. It says here, guys, the radius of one of the circles in the rectangle is 7. So if here is 7, guys, that means boom, bang, bang. This means, let me just draw it for you. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, right? Oh, Jano. Yo, Jaden, Jano, focus, bro. Focus. You sound like you're watching YouTube, bro. Focus, you know? So this is it. This is the rectangle, right? Now, if here is 7, here is 7, and if you add up all of these 7s, you should get 56 centimeters for this side, right? That's how this rectangle set up. Also, if you draw a line here as well, cool, then here is 7, 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 and here is 7. And if you add those up, guys, how much sevens is that? 6 sevens? You should get 42 centimeters. So the rectangle now, the area of the rectangle is the length times the width, and the length is 56 centimeters, and the width is 42. So when you multiply those, you should get 2,352 centimeters squared. So this was easy. This part was easy. Cool. I think this part was very easy. I think this may have been one of the easiest parts on the paper, in my opinion. I think it's really easy. So you get 2 marks for that, guys. And it says here, calculate the shaded region. So now, guys, we need to calculate the shaded region now. So it's kind of different now. That was a harder part of this, but it's still easy to do too, because when you look in the question, guys, you see 4 circles that aren't shaded. So 1, 2, 3, 4 up top here. Then you see 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, right? So guys, the area of a circle is equal to pi r squared. So in this case, it's equal to pi, well, let's use 22 over 7, which is pi, times r, which is the radius, 7 squared, times, in this case, remember guys, this is for one circle. For one circle is pi r squared, but we have 12 of them, so we multiply by 12. Cool. So this would give me 22 over 7 times 49, the 4 squared will give me 49, times 12. And this 7 goes into this 49 7 times. So all I need to do now is find 22. Yeah, I need to find, boy, let me put it in white over here. I need to find 22 times 7 times 12. And this would give me some big number. Let me use my calculator. 22 times 7 times 12. Okay, so that would give me 1848. Cool. So once I get 1848 now, then I can subtract 1848 from 2352, right? And the answer would be 504. Let me put it somewhere else. Yeah, the answer, let me put it in white. The answer would be 504. When you subtract these, you'd get 504 centimeters squared, and that would be the shaded region. Cool. So guys, I think this was kind of easy, but to each his own. Maybe it wasn't easy to you guys, but you can always look it over. You know what I mean? Can always look it over. Deshaun, how you feel about this? That's okay?
Yes, sir. I didn't
All
find
right.
much of a problem with this one specifically. So
All right, cool. So let's move on. Now the next one now, this was not too easy. So let's work this out. It says here, the diagram below not drawn to scale. And these two angles are the same. 52 and 52. And yeah, 52 and 52. And it says here, what type of triangle is shown above? Well, guys, the triangle is isosceles. And the reason why it's isosceles is because this side is equal to this side because they have the same angle here. And then the next thing they ask is determine the value of P and M, which is this angle here. So that would be 180 minus 52 minus 52, which would be 180 minus 104, which would be 76 degrees. So here is 76 degrees. So the angle for P and M is 76 degrees. So those two questions were easy, 76 degrees. The hard part of this question is part C. here. Calculate the area of the triangle NMP. That was hard. Why is this hard, guys? To find the area, guys, we'll have to use the sine rule, I think. Yeah, we'll have to use the sine rule. So here is 12.5. Here is also 12.5. So we'll actually have to say the area of the triangle is equal to a half AB sine C. Cool. So this is equal to a half of 12.5 times 12.5 times sine C. Cool. We made that bigger. So yes, guys, that's what we'll have to do. We'll have to use this formula where A and B are the two sides and sine C is just sine C. So we're going to end up with a half times 12.5 times 12.5 times sine 74 degrees. And that will give us the area of the triangle. When we multiply all of those, that will give us the area. So this was the hardest question on the paper. This part, just this alone, this 1 mark, there's 1 mark them give you, which is great. I think they're really kind. But that's the hardest part of this paper, to be honest. I think it's the hardest part. Because a lot of people just don't know this rule, and we don't really use this rule very often. You know, so truth is, that's the hardest part of the paper so far. But that's what we would have to use. And when we do that now, we should get the answer. Cool. Right, and the answer is 75.8 centimeters squared. Cool. So that's the answer, 75.8 centimeters squared. But truth be told, guys, it's difficult. But if you scroll up to the top of the paper, the formula was there still. The formula was there. Yeah, see it here? The formula was right here. So truth is, man, I don't know if you're gonna get this very often, but it happens, you know, it happens. It's just one of those cases. And as I said, it was 1 mark, so we don't need to overthink it still. We're not going to crucify ourselves over 1 mark because it's really 1 mark, you know. But it was still a good question, same way. You see me? It was a good question. Was still a good question. So that one done now. So it was easy to find the type of triangle. It's isosceles. Anytime, guys, you have 2 same degrees, it's definitely isosceles. Cool. It was easy to find the other angle as well. So those 2 marks were easy. But the last mark to find the triangle, oh, it's 2 marks. The last mark to find the area of the triangle was not too easy. So yeah, that was the hard part, but everything else was pretty easy. All right. So last question now, guys. Okay, so everyone, guys, please make sure you look at this question in detail, because this is what they mean when they say, what do they call it again? What do they call that thing again, Trey? These type of questions? What do they call these type of questions again, Trey?
Investigation.
Investigation, yeah, that's exactly what it just came to me same time. Investigation, man. So this is an investigation style question, guys. And it's definitely gonna come on the exam. It's already shown that it's going to come on the exam. So I really want you to look up this style question. They're really easy, guys. It's very, very easy. It's just a pattern that you have to look at. So guys, without even looking at this figure, I just gonna look at the table here and look at the pattern. So you have 1, 12, 13, 2, 24, 25, 3, 36, 37. 4, 48, 49. So 5, what would this be? This easy as cheese. Well, to me still. 5 times 12 is 60. So that would have given me 60. That make perfect sense. I can see it's increasing by 12, right? 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. And then I notice that all of these are just plus 1, right? 24, 25, 36, 37, 48, 49. So this is 61. And that's 2 marks, guys. 2 marks on the exam. This 2 marks is worth just as much as this. Finding the area of the triangle, which was just so hard a while ago. But this easy peasy stuff is worth the same marks. So sometimes, guys, you have to just really think about where to expend your energy, you know? Because you just don't want to waste time and lose marks at the wrong place. You understand what I mean? Do the easy stuff first. This is a mathematical thing. Always do the easy stuff first. Because it's really easy to get you 6 marks down here now. Anyways, let's just collect the 6 marks, guys. Because it's kind. So 60, 61. Then this says 156, right? And remember, guys, the trend is by 12, 12, 12, 12. You're increasing by 12. So this says 156, guys. So I know that 12 times 12 is 144. So if I add 12 to 144, I'm going to get 156. So this must be 13, right? Because 13 times 12 is 156. And then, of course, all I have to do is just add a 1. So this is 157, right? All I have to do here on the right side is just add a 1 to whatever is on the left. Cool. So this is another 2 marks, another 2 marks. Oh, and the last thing now says n. Cool. So guys, what would it be if it was n? Remember, guys, this here is 13 times 12, and then 13 times 12 plus 1 on the right side over here. 13 times 12 plus 1. So guys, if there's an n here, it would be n times 12, and then it would be n times 12 plus 1. And boom, 6 marks. 6 marks for figuring out a pattern, right? That's a lot of marks. That's a lot of marks, you know? But it's so easy to see. And it's just an easy question. And guys, as I say, kill this question in the exam. Well, you know, murder it. I mean, well, maybe these aren't the right phrases to use. I'm so Jamaican, dog. Like, what's the best phrase to use, huh? Get this question right, guys. Get the question right. What?
Kill it.
Kill it, right? That's such a Jamaican thing to say, kill it. But yes, get the question right, guys. Get the question right. Cool. So, and that's really easy. So let's scroll down now, and it says here, the sum of the number of dots in 2 consecutive figures are recorded. So the first 3 pairs of consecutive figures are shown below. 13 and 25 is equal to 38. 25 and 37 is equal to 62, and 37 and 49 is equal to 86. So they're asking us here now, guys, for figure 7 and figure 8, we should add the number of dots that come with both of them together. So for figure 7, guys, it's definitely 7 times 12 plus 1 plus 8 times 12 plus 1. That's what the last figure is always. That's what the last figure is. So we'd end up here with 84 plus 1 plus 96 plus 1. And this is going to give us 85 plus 97, which is equal to 182. So the answer for this is 182, guys, when you add them together. Cool.
Sir, the
Go ahead.
recording. Where can I access it again?
Oh, I just gonna upload this online right away still. I'm gonna use this recording in particular because other people might need this type of thing there too. So as soon as this finished, I just gonna upload the recording.
Oh, all right. You know,
Yeah, I'm gonna upload it for everybody to see too.
YouTube.
Yeah, it's gonna be on YouTube. So that's it, guys. That's it. And then the last one now says figure n and figure n plus 1. Cool. So this one is kind of unique now, guys, the figure n and figure n plus 1. But it's still really easy, guys, to find figure n and figure n plus 1 because figure n would be n times 12 plus 1 plus n plus 1 would be n plus 1 times 12 plus 1, right? And if we multiply this out, we're going to get 12n plus 1. And then this is going to give us 12 plus 12n. Well, now let me make more space with it. 12n plus 1 plus 12n, 12 times n, plus 12 plus 1. And if we add all of these now, we're going to end up with 12n plus 12n, which is 24n. 1 plus 12 plus 1 is plus 14. So this is the answer for figure n and figure n plus 1. Cool. Make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. So guys, please, I'm asking you, look into this paper, look at this type of question. You're gonna get a investigation question just like this. And look into this question again. May I tell you the truth, please, because you're gonna get a question like this in the exam. And it's giveaway marks to me. 6 marks, you know, it's giveaway marks, man, just to figure out the pattern. It's really, oh man, it's just giveaway marks in my opinion. So look at this type of question, guys. Make sure you can solve it. And then we're done. So now, guys, of course, next class, I think we should do another paper too, practice, right? But I'm gonna give you some homework now. I'm going to give you some homework. And your homework is going to be a paper, Jack. Okay. Your homework is gonna be a paper 1. So you're going to get a math multiple choice with paper 1. Cool. Which one should I give you guys? I think I could give you 20. Maybe I should give you 2013. I think I gave you 2016 already and 2017 already. Let me give you 2013. Yeah, let me give you guys a paper to do. Okay, so I'm gonna give you this paper to do as practice for homework. And yeah, nice. And that's it, guys. I'll see you guys later. But class is over. Okay.
All right, no problem.
All right, guys. So stay safe and God bless. Eat a nice dinner and get a nice sleep like I am going to. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Cool.
Yeah, you too.
All right, cool. So stay safe, guys. I'll be talking to you guys via WhatsApp this week a lot because truth is not much time left. So I'm gonna be on you guys' case, believe me. In a good way though, you know. But guys, put out the effort so that we can get these ones. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So later, guys. Stay safe and God bless. All right.
Peace.